welcome to another tips review and tutorial. If you are new to my channel, please do show some love and subscribe for more videos like tech tutorials, app reviews, teaching tips, reading readiness. Today's video, we are going to answer a question, which is, where do you start teaching children? Specifically, if you have a 2-year-old or 3-year-old child. I have been in the education field for almost 13 years now, and during my career, I have noticed and observed that what is missing or the gap that we have been trying to bridge is always related to the foundations of reading. So, do you have a 3-year-old and you do not know where to start them? You start with building the foundation. My title, Teach Reading Early and Teach Sight Words Early, is something that I take to heart because according to research, the more children know about language and literacy before they arrive at school, the better they are equipped and they are to succeed in reading. So starting early is not a competition, but it's something that the child really needs. But of course, again, you know your child better, you know their skills. So when you do teach reading, you also have the control to make it fun for them or to make it overwhelming. So these 2 books that I have released is just right in pacing. It's not overwhelming and it is not also something that's too easy for a child. So it's a combination of both. Okay? So when you teach this booklet to your child, make it a point to do it 20 minutes per day. That is the recommended time. Now, we have a tendency to teach everything to our child, especially if we see that they are fast learners or they are progressing really fast. But we don't want to bombard them and then flood them. We don't want them to lose their initiative and curiosity at the beginning part of the routine. So 20 minutes every day is enough just to build the routine, set the schedule, and then eventually accustom your child with that routine. You can fast track them at a later part when you see that they are able to build a strategy in reading their sentences. So again, as I have said in my previous video, the lessons are progressive, so you do not have to worry what to teach next. You just follow the pacing, trust the process, and soon your child will be able to read. So again, this is a home tool that will simply make your child read. So if you have a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, you will have to start with this one. Okay? Teach Reading Early for Beginners. So I made this book in a way that it will build a routine and a strategy for blending sound. So the idea is to go back and forth to the strategy to build the reading foundation. So this is indeed targeting a beginning student, literally and figuratively. If you look at the table of contents, it has 4 parts, and we have a video on that one which we discussed per part of the book. So let's take a look at the first part. These are the sounds that you as a parent need to understand first before you teach the sounds. So do not skip this reward part to have something for your child to look forward to every lesson. So if you look at it, this really is for beginners. The pacing is not overwhelming. As you can see, it has dots to guide your child to build a foundation. So A is for apple. Okay? And as you progress, you're gonna look at the blending of 2 sounds, the consonant and a vowel. So again, it has a guide, b, a, ba. That is what the dot and the red arrow is for. And as you progress to part 3, your child will now start reading CVC words. So b, a, d, bad. You can also do clapping in order for them to hear the sound of each syllable. So for example, d, o, g, d, o, g. Okay, so they see it and they hear it. If there are one or more elements in teaching, the better the retention and memorization of the child is. And the last part, of course, is reading sentences. So as you can see, the dot is already for a word, not for a sound. But it's okay for your child to say the sounds first. So for example, g, o, go, o, for, a, this is a sight word, j, og, jog. Okay, go for a jog. Now the red arrow is very important for your child for fluency and comprehension in the near future, because we don't want our child to read like a robot. So go for a jog. We don't want them to read like this, go for a jog. We need them to read fluently and with comprehension, go for a jog. And the only way for you to comprehend is for you to be able to read it fluently and with expression. So go for a jog. Okay, so you also need to teach how to blend the words together to form a meaningful sentence. Okay, now there are small pictures for words that are not familiar to them, so that would also help. And in between the lessons, I also included the first set of sight words that they need to learn, which is the pre-primer sight words. So there you go. Now this is something for them to be familiarized with, but it doesn't have to be memorized at this point. But if you are already on the sight words part, then that's the time that you can use the other set of book, which is Teach Sight Words Early plus Writing. So again, when you are on the sight words part in the teach reading, that's the time you may start with this one. So this one also has two parts, the pre-primer and the primer sight words. So for every 5 set of words, there will be 4 lessons in it. So if you want to deep dive into this book, you can watch my video for that. Let me just show you an overview. So the first lesson is recognition. So it is a random recognition of the sight words. The second lesson is, of course, sentence reading. And the words that I used in the sentences are also the words that are in the Teach Reading Early. So again, we are going back and forth the strategy, and in time, your child will soon be familiarized with the material. So for lesson 3, there's a tracing, okay, tracing by pencil and tracing by crayon, so they won't get bored. Okay. And the last part is writing independently. So for the first part, you can do it with prompting, but on the second part, try to let them do it on their own. So the lessons are the same all throughout to build their routine and strategy in reading. Again, please do not skip the rewards part because this is something that the child will look forward to every time they are done with a lesson. Okay, so make reading fun for your child. So these 2 books are out. This is just my sample copy. This is a soft bind, but you will get a paperback copy. So if you are purchasing internationally, you may do it through my Amazon shop. The link is in the description, and you can also download it for unlimited printing from Teachers Pay Teachers. Okay. If you are in the Philippines and you are purchasing locally, you can also go to my Shopee account. So thank you very much, and if you do have questions about the materials, please feel free to message me. My social accounts are also in the description below, and happy teaching. I will be releasing my books 2 and 3, which is built on these 2 foundations of reading. Okay? For now, focus on building your child's reading foundation. Okay? Happy teaching. Bye!